you're dead. It's too late. Die! Really fucked up now, old man. You wanna play? Let's play.
Let's just jump right in. No More Heroes, Travis strikes again. Suda seems to be taking a page from Nomura here, and while the first two installments kinda spit at the face of continuity, this game is a spin-off and gameplay only, and this does continue the story of No More Heroes, taking place 7 years after the last one. When it comes to Grasshopper Manufacturer, the house that Travis built, they are known for a niche style that his loyal followers really eat up. The man has made some very interesting games. While I personally have only really played and finished the No More Hero games, I have seen and tried Shadows of the Dam and Lollipop Chainsaw. Suda51 always brings something interesting and unique to the table. This game is no exception, and I will say, when I first saw the announcement of this title, I was excited of course, but when I saw the gameplay style, I figured maybe it'd be okay, since I have always loved the story and personality of Travis Touchdown. So you can consider this game like the Chain of Memories of the No More Heroes universe. Different gameplay style, but continues the story. In fact, while this game was new and fresh, Suda went on record saying that if it does well, we will see No More Heroes 3. And at the time of this video, yes, it's out. So does that mean we can skip this one since it sold well but bombed with critics? Well, any Suda51 fan knows that critics usually don't care for Suda51's experimental gameplay, and the fact was that this game is a love letter to Western indie titles, which is pretty prominent as I will address in a moment. So let's start the fucking game. With No More Heroes, Travis strikes again. Alright, so like I said, the events of this game takes place 7 years after No More Heroes 2. Apparently during this time, Travis married his former sister-in-law, not gonna forget that tidbit, his brother's ex-wife Sylvia, knocked her up, and had 2 kids, but relocated for his family's safety because he's an assassin. So he's living in the woods in Texas where he spends his time playing video games. Elsewhere, a former baseball champion, now killer, Badman, Bad Girl's father, is on the run from the Smith Syndicate from Killer 7. He is tracked down by the pivotal character Dan Smith, and Badman justifies double-crossing the Syndicate for the sake of his own survival, and swears to get revenge on Travis Touchdown, who murdered Bad Girl in the first game. Dan found out where Travis was and gives Badman the Death Ball, allowing him to live under the condition that he kills Travis, and he can use the Death Ball to resurrect his daughter. Badman is able to find Travis' location and has it out with him, but Travis' game console, the Death Drive Mark II, reacts to Badman's Death Ball, and the two end up getting transported. The two learn from the AI's construct, Death and Drive, that the unreleased console that Travis had was made by one Dr. Juvenile, who is the sister of Dr. Naomi, the one who made all of Travis' weapon upgrades, as well as the giant robot in the second game, the Glastonbury. The two tell them that if someone can complete the 6 Death Balls, which are the only games for the unreleased system, that the console will grant its players one wish. Travis and Badman form a truce and go to search for each of the Death Balls and use it to resurrect Bad Girl. The game doesn't really tell you about the truce, it's kind of implied because they were fighting each other and now they team up together to get through the levels. Anyways, during these little text adventure segments, Travis meets Kamui from the Silver Case, another Suda51 game, who helps Travis along the way find the other Death Balls. Jean, however, thinks that he's kind of eerie and doesn't trust him. Oh yeah, Jean can talk now. She talks actually a bit in these text adventure games. No explanation. Don't question it, it's fine. You come to find out through faxes from Dr. Juvenile's husband that, oh wait, hold on. Hey kids! Before the time of being able to send messages, documents, and pictures through phones and computers, we had a fax machine and, fuck this bit, I'm not doing it. Anyways, Dr. Juvenile was a war orphan with genius intellect and affinity for video games, who was then hired by the government to develop advanced technology. She also put some of her history into the games she developed, like in the second level's serial killer Doppelganger, it was based on her adopted father. Travis finds out later that the Death Drive Mark II was actually intended for space travel, but the government repurposed it as a super soldier program, which Dr. Juvenile sabotages in an act of defiance and goes into hiding. Travis is warned that if he does complete all 6 games, that it will reboot the CIA's program, allowing the government to create these super soldiers. And if it does reactivate, Dr. Juvenile would destroy the US out of retaliation. Travis and Badman forego the warning and complete all 6 Death Ball games, but one of the game's killer marathon was a prototype build of the game and actually gets added on in the game's DLC. But the magic wish cat, totally not Shenron thing resurrects Bad Girl as a dog because of this. Travis then later finds a prototype of the Death Ball and instead of putting him in a game, actually transports him to the CIA. Travis kills his way through and comes across the Mother Machine. Here, Dr. Juvenile waits and took on one of the form of the game's mid-bosses, White Sheepman. Travis, while respecting her talents and sympathize with what she went through, reluctantly battles and kills her. Travis then uses the Mother computer and gets transported to Mars, where he meets John Winter, the creator of the first Death Drive, and Juvenile's mentor. He explains that he retired to Mars to escape Earth and protect Mars from any wannabe assholes that might try to come to Mars. He offers Travis a place to stay and live a perfect life. Travis, although, declines his offer and says he can't keep running from his past, and decides to face his problems head-on, which Winter responds to Travis by decapitating him, since the only way he can go back was to die. Roll with it, I'm a Kingdom Hearts and Sonics fan, I've seen weirder shit. Travis makes it back to Earth, where he is approached by Shinobu, who asks for him to come back. Travis says it's time for bloodshed. We then see Travis in a third-person perspective in a beta build area before he breaks the fourth wall and tells the player that this area is currently in development, hinting at No More Heroes 3. This is where the story ends, unless you have the DLC, and find out that Travis's wife, Sylvia, has the last death ball, and Travis reconnects with his wife and his daughter, Jean, who apparently is a popular VTuber with only 6 million subscribers. Well, Travis takes the death ball back, beats the game, and out pops the magic cat thing, and they are able to properly bring back Bad Girl back to life. Travis also spots a glimpse of the Death Drive's Mother Machine, which says the coding has been completed. Which I can tell you, it's not a huge deal since it's kinda a side point in the next game. Dr. Juvenile is now an AI program, prolonging her life and helps out Travis, ending No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Again. Alright, at this point we have a proper No More Heroes 3, and this game came out to help launch that game. This game didn't do amazing because it wasn't what people expected after no new game after 10 years, but we shouldn't judge this game based off of what we want it to be, and judge it based on what it is. Is this No More Heroes? Gameplay-wise, no. It's an over-the-top hack and slasher that has some elements of platforming in both the over-the-top and these 2.5D sections. Honestly, the game is better in these sections because you can kind of see more of the action, but when it's pulled this far back, you can't see shit, especially in this stage. Look at this. What the fuck am I even looking at here? Here's a great example. You can get new shirts for both Badman and Travis to wear, just like in the other games, but the only time you can really see them is when they are taking a shit to save the game. It doesn't matter that we have all these cool indie game t-shirts if it just translates to seeing the character have a different color to maybe tell they're wearing something different. It also doesn't help that some of these segments can last 30 minutes to an hour, hacking and slashing through waves of enemies, sometimes being stuck in these areas until they're all dead. I think they added the jump as a mechanic to help reposition yourself around these enemies to get more mobility. Oh yeah, Travis can jump now. This wasn't something really he could do before, but yeah, here we can jump slash and use these death chip abilities to take out some of these mooks. Each chip can be used with each of the playable characters, Travis, Badman, as well as the DLC characters of Shinobu and Bad Girl. That's another thing too. Yeah, you can play as these two great characters, but there's no real difference in the gameplay. Yeah, they have 2 unique chips that only they can use, but by the time you unlock them, because they aren't available at the start of the game, it's over. You don't get Shinobu until after the story mode is over, then Bad Girl is unlocked after you beat the DLC level, which is kind of a cool concept. This pinball-like segment where it has unique gimmicks, which this game does have in droves, like this little racing segment, but the only person you can use here really is Travis, which is a glorified minigame that's like a drag racing thing. Yeah, you can go back and get Jean in some of these levels here, which unlocks a little death chip that is a reference to the Gundam series, but what's the point of these characters if A, they don't play that different from Travis and Badman, and B, if I've already done all the levels, I could go back and play New Game Plus with them and try a harder difficulty, but I didn't really enjoy the adventure. Why would I want to play the game again in a different coat of paint? I think where the game shines is with playing with a buddy, and the game does benefit from co-op, being able to pull off some nice combos as well as a finishing laser blast. Luckily, with the co-op segments, I had Andre help me out with it.
Fuck you, I'm not doing this one.
Hey, come on, you asked to join in on this one back in the Birth by Sleep review.
Honestly, the game is very basic and kinda mediocre and can drag in certain sections. When you told me that the Life is Destroyed was only the 2nd level, it made me realize just how long some of those levels really took.
I can't blame you, the early stages are pretty long in both gameplay and the story segments.
Call me when you get to Sonic.
Okay.
The good Sonic!
Yeah. Anyways, the game's story segments are done in these text adventure-like styles. It's oozing with personality. Like, look at some of these openings to these levels that are like these old school video game teasers for the game that the levels are based on. There was a lot of care put into these, and they really show, but for me, they can take like anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes of reading, and there are some funny stuff in here. Hell, Gene can talk now being a thing. There was a lot of care put into these segments. Even the art style is really cool, but they feel like they can drag a bit, and if the gameplay drags and the cutscenes drag, Look, there are some people that can enjoy this. Suda made this game as a love letter to Western indie games, and the fact that a lot of them get represented in shirts was a nice touch. One that he and apparently Travis loves is the Hotline Miami game. Hot take, I'm sorry, I don't care for it. It reminds me of those old stick page days of Stick Arena, and while it's cool, it's not my cup of tea, and made the homage segment drag on for me. Honestly, if you like the style of gameplay, maybe you can find something I didn't like here. There are some story beat segments that do show up in No More Heroes 3 that are in here, but I doubt I'll personally revisit this one, at least not alone. Well, with that out of the way, I got 2 more games I want to do before Spoopy Month, and you all know what's next. No More Heroes 3. It's been 11 years since the last numbered entry, so we'll be checking back into the No More Heroes motel. But hey, you made it to the end, so maybe you liked the video, or if not, tell me in the comment section below, and go ahead and make sure you tap that subscribe button and smack that bell to know when the next video is out. Make sure to check me out on Bluebird, the Purple Box, and Nostalgia Cam if you want to see more of my art, as well as whatever updates and gameplay I'll be giving in between reviews. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again real soon.